This month, we're doing a series on the power of small. If you haven't seen the first video, I highly recommend going back and checking it out. It explains the why behind this The Power of Small series and sets up this series about 3 small changes that make big impacts on you and your business. You can always come back to this post afterward. But this week, we're talking about small changes in productivity or small changes to productivity that can make a big difference to your productivity. When you're an entrepreneur, you have no choice but to make stuff happen. And when you're a mission-driven entrepreneur, the people you're trying to help are depending on you to make stuff happen. How do you make sure that you're making the right stuff happen? How do you avoid the stress of so much being on your shoulders? If you're asking these kinds of questions, you're in the right place. That's what this blog post is all about today. Now, before I jump into today's tips, I have one really important thing to share. When looking at this list, don't say to yourself, I know this already. Sure, productivity is a thing most people know the basics of and think that they're better than average at doing. And let's face it, you probably are better than average at productivity. Yet I would venture to say that chances are that you haven't fully implemented even the basic knowledge of productivity into your life and business. Productivity is one of those things that can always improve, so no matter who you are or what you do. So instead of saying, I know this already, ask yourself, how could this apply to me? Now, I'm going to share 5 small changes you can start right away. And as you listen to this list, ask yourself, how could this apply to me? You might want to view the transcript of this video on our blog so that you can read back the tips and think more deeply about them. If you'd like to do so, visit overflowyourpossibility.com/blog. And you'll find this post there, and you can read the transcript, think through things at your leisure, and make sure you get everything that you want out of this topic today. So, okay, without further ado, here are the 5 small changes that might just 10x your productivity. Number 1, make sure you're doing the right things. Sure, you can make stuff happen, but if those aren't the right things, you're just spinning your wheels rather than moving things forward. To make sure you're doing the right things, start from your goal. Begin with the end in mind. Do the tasks that get you to your goal. Say yes to your goals and no, or maybe later, to everything else. This requires some confidence and discipline, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So make sure you're doing the right things. Here's some questions to ponder. What do you need to do to reach your goals? Are those things happening? Why or why not? What are you doing that doesn't help you reach your goals? What would it look like to say no to those things? Number 2, be careful about what order you do things in. I experienced a huge gain in productivity when I shifted the right things that get me to my goal, like I talked about number 1, to first thing in the morning. I get the tasks that help me reach my goal completed before 9 a.m. most days. Because I'm focusing on the things that get me closer to my goal and I'm doing them first thing in the morning, I'm already more productive by 9 a.m. than 90% of entrepreneurs are in their whole days. How about you? What do you do first thing in the morning? If you're running around putting out fires or responding to emails, you're on other people's agendas, OPAs, instead of your own. To put your own agenda before other people's agenda might feel selfish. It's not. It's an essential element of self-care. You know that when you care for yourself, that you'll have more to give to others. You'll fulfill your mission better. Putting your agenda first requires this extra dose of confidence, but once you do it for a week, it becomes a lot easier and you see the results that it can have for your business and for your mission. Some questions to ponder about this idea of being careful what order you do things in. What could you accomplish before 9 a.m. if you put your agenda, first thing in the morning? And why does this look like self-care to you? Number 3, break down your tasks into single actions that take 15 minutes or less to complete. Your to-do list should be made up of items that feel easy to complete, or you could complete them and you can complete them in 15 minutes or less. For example, update menu is a project, not a to-do, and it's way too overwhelming, which makes it hard to get started. Instead, you have that project, update menu, broken down into items like pull sales numbers for the current menu for last year. Sort sales numbers from best-selling to worst-selling items. Remove the bottom 20% of worst-selling items. Make a list of reasons why the best-selling items are the best-selling items. Creatively come up with a list of new things to try. Order the materials you need to try out those items. Make the new items, and so on and so forth. You see what I did there? I broke the project down into tasks that feel a lot easier than just update menu, and a lot of those can be completed in 15 minutes or less. So break down your tasks into single actions that take 15 minutes or less to complete. Some questions to ponder. What's the most important project you have right now that maybe you're having a hard time getting going? Spend 5 minutes breaking down that project into smaller actions. Then spend 15 minutes or less accomplishing one of those smaller tasks. Does the project feel easier to complete now that you've started it? I hope so. And then number 4, phrase your tasks positively as if you've already done them. I hugely believe that semantics matter. Run payroll is not very motivating, and it's a lot less motivating than employees are paid in time or in full and on time. Plus, you're an entrepreneur, so chances are you don't want to feel like your to-do list is telling you what to do, like run payroll. Don't let your to-do list become your boss. You are in control. You are the boss of your to-do list. So phrase your to-do list as a done list or a crushed it list. Phrase your tasks positively and as if you've already done them. Here's some questions to consider. What tasks do you most dread doing, but must get done? How are they currently phrased on your to-do list? How might you rephrase them as if they're already done? And then next time you go to add something to your to-do list, phrase it as if you've already done it and see what happens. Now, number 5, the last one. Look through your list and see what you can delegate or ask for help with. You don't have to do everything yourself. Say this to yourself. I don't have to do everything myself. Maybe repeat that to yourself a few times in the mirror. I don't have to do everything myself. Now look through your to-do list with a lens of what can I delegate or ask for help with? One caveat for these tips today. All of the hacks and tips in the world are no substitute for having a productivity system. The good news, we can help you with that. Here's 2 options for how you can develop a product. We can help you develop a productivity system. If you're in Chicago, we're going to be inviting you to a much more robust in-person workshop related to productivity. The details are going to be released next week. So to make sure you get an invitation, use the form that's included in the transcript, where you might be reading this, or just send us a quick email to amanda@overflowyourpossibility.com and just say, send me information about productivity workshop in Chicago or something along those lines. I'll know what you're talking about and would love to send you that. Now, if you're not in Chicago or you don't want to wait until this in-person workshop, we have an ultimate guide to entrepreneurial productivity video plus worksheet that you can check out at overflowyourpossibility.com/productivity. Again, that's overflowyourpossibility.com/productivity. I encourage you to go check that out. And one more thing. We're going to be live on Facebook Live with a live Q&A. I just said live like way too many times in that sentence, but we're going to be there for the Q&A on topic of productivity. This week we're going to do it on Thursday evening on our Facebook page, facebook.com/overflow your possibility. So I invite you to join us for that Q&A. And you can submit your questions in advance by commenting on this video or on our blog page below the transcript, or email us, or you can also submit your questions live as well, and we'll see what we can get to, if we can get to them. We'll definitely answer the questions that are submitted in advance first. So we'll look forward to seeing you then, and be sure to check out all these details on the blog where it's all written out and you don't have to guess what the URLs and that kind of thing are. Okay, I will talk to you soon, and have a great week. Keep overflowing. Peace.